Sponsors are already frustrated with the lack of CRO options. Does that mean we're headed to a monopoly? Hey guys, ECRG here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the increasing frustration that sponsors are noticing in the clinical research space. Now, a lot of them are noticing that all of the consolidation, we've had a lot of consolidation. We've had LabCorp buy both Covance and Chiltern in 2017. We've had Parexel being bought out by a venture capital firm called Pamplona Capital. And we've also had the merger of INC Research and Inventive Health. All of that happened at the end of 2016 into 2017. So if you were looking for jobs, when a lot of those companies go through mergers, they stop hiring so much. So if you're looking for jobs, just hold on. It's getting better in 2018. But CROs and sponsors are noticing the consolidation in the marketplace. And sponsors are really getting frustrated by saying, hey, there's not many options anymore. You've either got these huge, large CROs, you got the IQVIAs of the world and the Syneos Healths of the world and LabCorp with its CROs. And then you've got the mid-size ones like a MedPace, even smaller ones like a Cato Research based out of Durham. There's a whole bunch of CROs, but the mid-size ones, the ones that make in between anywhere from maybe 100 million to 500 million, they're shrinking and shrinking because they keep getting bought up by these bigger, larger CROs, and so the industry is pretty much going to either you're large or you're very, very small, and sponsors are getting frustrated with that because that, of course, means there's less competition. And then there's going to be less great prices for them to run the trial. So this recently came out in an article that I found. And, it's really a problem for the sponsors because, it creates a lot of hassle for the sponsors because, there are not many CROs that can work with them and get their business because they're keep getting gobbled up by these big CROs. Now, a lot of people may disagree and see that the market is not going towards a monopoly because there's so many smaller CROs coming out now as well. So many niche CROs that only do like one thing, like ophthalmology studies or eye studies. You've got medical device CROs that only specialize in medical devices. So a lot of people may think about that. But as far as the can do everything mid-sized CRO, those are going away, according to this article. And you've seen it over the past couple of years as well. They're not really lying, but you've really got to make a choice if you're a sponsor between a large CRO or a CRO that makes less than 500 million. And so, and you've also got a lot of private equity guys coming into the space as well, meaning that, they're just there to make money. They realize that money can be made in this industry, so they're coming in and really trying to scale without having too much understanding of what the history of the space has been. They just know that you can make a lot of money. So, and also one of the things that the sponsors are worried about is, it could take way too long for these small CROs, these really, really small ones, to grow organically into the mid-size that they're really like working with. Because what they really like is to be the main client of a mid-size CRO. Because when you've got a client, when you've got a sponsor that is like 30%, 40% of your business portfolio, you don't want to lose them. Or even lower, like a 15%. Like they're the largest client that you have from the CRO's perspective. And they call you with a problem, you're going to stop everything else and pick up that phone call. But if somebody who's only 1%, 2% of your portfolio calls, you're not going to, be as ready to help as you would as if your largest client calls and has any issues. So you're going to want to protect that relationship as much as possible. And that's the kind of service that these sponsors are used to. They're not used to being, and these are large billion-dollar sponsors, of course. they're not used to being one of hundreds of different sponsors where even though they're a huge billion-dollar company, they're not, the CRO can essentially do without their business. They're used to being the main player in a CRO's portfolio. So that's really where this frustration is coming from. And they're frustrated in the level of service they're getting. When these CROs get big, they get big, they get slow, it gets hard for them to make change. And really what a sponsor wants is for them to be able to hire a CRO and be that person's main client, where they're going to drop everything and do everything for them. So just thought I would bring this article up because we are seeing movement in this marketplace. Like I mentioned earlier, 2016, 2017, we saw huge consolidation. Will we see more of that in 2018? That's yet to be seen. Hopefully not. Consolidation is only good for the people up top. It's only good for the executives. It's not good for everyone else and the employees, because that's one less place we can go to offer our services that can give us a competitive salary. So we'll see 2018 what 2019 holds ahead of us. Just wanted to mention this article to you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, email us at eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com for any questions or inquiries you may have. Would like your resume reviewed? Interested in getting your resume reviewed? We do personal resume reviews, and you can email us at eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com for more information on that as well. A lot of these companies that will do your resume for you, they do not have a clinical research background. They just have a general background. They can write a resume for you, but pretty much they're not going to know what to say. They're just going to have your experience and basically compile it all into a resume. But what we do that's different is we have that clinical research background. We know what the recruiters are looking for. We know, what keywords to use for. We know how to get around the computerized algorithms that these companies run to split up the resumes they want and they don't want. So we know what needs to go into a good resume. We have plenty of people that help review these resumes that I reach out to for this, as well as the knowledge that I've accumulated over the years, having applied to hundreds of jobs and gotten hundreds of levels of feedback on my own resumes. So we could really help you out, really provide a lot of value. So if you're interested in becoming a part of the resume review program, you can email us at eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com. You may have seen some of the previous resumes that we reviewed live. We've done 2 thus far, and check them out. Did a really good job there. And this is for anybody who is you're looking to make a change in clinical research. You're a study coordinator. Maybe you want to become a clinical trial assistant or move up to the CRO level. We could help you there. Or you're just looking to break into the industry. We'll help you out there as well. That's pretty much our bread and butter right there. So that's it, guys. Take care.